And the time right now, 11:15, as we get a check of your first alert forecast on this first alert weather day. The snow we had earlier is finally starting to transition to sleet, freezing rain, and just a mess out there. It continues even throughout the day on our Sunday. Let's take a live look outside, though, right now in Middletown, where they're seeing, and we're having reports, we're receiving reports of sleet out there. Plenty of sleet mixing with a few snowflakes. Notice Route 9. You have some cars traveling. You see the roads aren't completely snow covered, but still they are very slushy, and it is not the time to be outside. Mystic. So wind-driven rain out there. We had snow earlier. It was a beautiful scene, and now things are completely different. And that's the way things will continue over the next several hours. Our first alert weather day right now, we're having that snow changing over to sleet, eventually some freezing rain. Tomorrow and throughout the overnight hours, that icy mix and a chilly rain is what will really take over. And then for tomorrow night, strong winds. This time tomorrow night, we're going to have wind gusts up and over 50 miles an hour. There's a high wind watch, and with some ice that we'll be seeing in northwestern parts of Connecticut, it's not a good combination at all. First alert live radar, though, showing this mixing line making its way across Long Island Sound and now into Connecticut. Everywhere along the shoreline seeing that sleet or even plain rain right now. We're getting reports all along areas of I-95 of that sleet out there, and then the plain rain, especially out farther towards the east. Some snow still holding on for parts of northern parts of the state, but still even getting some reports through Salisbury and even Simsbury of some sleet mixing in. Thank you to all of our weather watchers who are sending in those reports. We had a couple reports of snow totals through Tolland, about 3 inches. Nothing too high in terms of the snow totals, but it's really the sleet and especially the freezing rain that we're more concerned about, and that is yet to come. It's this pink shading out farther towards the west. This all makes its way towards Connecticut, especially what's out, say, through Pennsylvania and Ohio. All of that makes its way through Connecticut throughout the day tomorrow, and there's times throughout tomorrow afternoon when it is absolutely pouring with temperatures in the 30s. Very, very uncomfortable and unsettled way to end the weekend. Temperatures out there right now, 20s to the north. It feels like the teens. Along the shoreline, though, notice above freezing now from Bridgeport through New Haven and all the way out east towards Groton and New London. This is the trend that will continue. Milder air will be making its way farther towards the north. Just want to give you a quick update. So earlier this morning, everybody, this blue shading indicates temperatures below 32 degrees. The red shading, when we introduce that, that's temperatures above 32. Now, what we're seeing with the sleet, that's where it falls as snow, then it melts, and it has plenty of time to refreeze because the temperatures are so cold at the surface. The issues that we're watching, though, is for the freezing rain. So you have snow falling. It's in a milder layer of air for a while. So by the time it reaches the surface, it doesn't have time to refreeze, and it falls as liquid. And when it reaches the surface and it's below 32 degrees, you get that freezing rain. This is what we're concerned about for some valley locations as well as northwestern Connecticut. The rain along the shoreline, no big deal, but it will be an issue tomorrow afternoon when it's pouring out there. Even some possible drainage issues with some of this snowpack that's out there. There's plenty of it across our state. Now, First Alert Futurecast shows the rain throughout the overnight. This is 1 a.m. The snow rain line is way up to the north. The mixing, the freezing rain through parts of Litchfield County throughout the overnight hours. Watch how prolonged this is. Throughout the morning, you're waking up on your Sunday, it's still freezing rain for parts of inland Connecticut, rain and pouring along the shoreline. Tomorrow afternoon, these yellows, oranges, red shadings, that's rain coming down very heavily. Still some indications of some prolonged icing. That's almost 12 hours possible of some icing in parts of Connecticut. This all comes to an end tomorrow night, but then the winds become the major problem. Now, it's total ice accumulations throughout the hill towns, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch. Some of the latest model data indicating maybe more than that. And the worst thing you can have after ice is wind. And now we have a high wind watch for the possibility of wind gusts up and over 50 to 60 miles per hour. You'll notice by tomorrow night, these winds are pretty intense, and they last throughout the entire day on your Monday. That will cause some issues. We're talking power outages across the state, possible as well. Our first alert weather days, though, for Monday and Tuesday, that's for cold air and the wind. Notice what you're waking up to Monday morning, sub-zero. These are your feels-like temperatures. Tuesday, same deal, below zero for everybody. And then for Wednesday as well, very, very cold. This continues possibly even at the Thursday as well when we're watching another system that could be making its way towards Connecticut. Plenty to fine-tune until then, but keep an eye. The possibility of more snow next week is possible. Forecast lows tonight, looking at those 20s to near 30. Your First Alert 7-day forecast, a busy next couple of days, windy by Monday. And for Tuesday, then by next week, Brian, looking at another snow threat by Thursday. That one could be pretty interesting by then. We'll keep a close eye on that, though.
Yeah, it looks like it even changed a little.